Are you looking to start a coaching business in 2025? If yes, then you're going to want to go ahead and listen to this because let's face the truth. Ultimately, it's super confusing. It really is because you have one Instagram guru that tells you, oh, you got to do Instagram DM ads. And then the next person says, oh, no, you got to make this school funnel. And then the third one says, oh, no, this one simple Facebook ad. And then you have Guru 4 that comes along and says, no, all of that's crap. You can't do any of that. But the truth behind it is that it's a lot simpler than you think in order to make a coaching business in 2025. Not just make a coaching business, make a successful coaching business. So inside of this video, I'm going to simplify the steps that you need to take in order to start a coaching business. And ultimately, it's like anything that you guys have ever done. In the beginning, it's confusing, it's difficult, and then the more that you do it, you get better, things get easier. And it doesn't necessarily need to be as daunting and scary in so many steps as so many people make it out to be. So in order to grow a coaching business in 2025, you only need to do 4 things. Now, before I go ahead and I share these 4 things, why am I qualified to go ahead and tell you how you can go ahead and grow your coaching business? Well, in short, I've helped coaches sell over $10.6 million online through their businesses in many different industries. People that are in different stages of their business, whether we're talking just getting started, someone like Vanessa here, who we went ahead, partnered up, she had no business at all, and then in the first 30 days, we were able to sell and collect over $70,000, right? That's example 1. Example 2 is people that are looking to start online. Maybe you've already done stuff in the past, whether you're teaching a couple people here and there in person, and you're like Valen, right? Who went ahead and had done coaching in person before, but didn't understand how do I take it into the 21st, not as much 21st century, but basically what happened is that prior to COVID, he was doing a lot of stuff in person and he just didn't know how to transition online. He tried for a couple of years, couldn't break it, couldn't get into the marketplace, came in and we're able to go ahead and, actually get started. And don't get me wrong, $5,000 isn't groundbreaking, so exciting, but ultimately we're able to turn 1.1 thousand US dollars, is Canadian here, 1.5 Canadian, into 5K US dollars. So it makes it a lot better and just starting the process. Or whether you're just someone that's looking to actually just grow their business, you're already making some revenue, and you want to add some more. And that's someone like Belden, where we were able to come in and in the first 30 days, go ahead and add an extra $27,500 into his business. So that's why I'm sharing. I'm not trying to brag or boast. I just want to validate, like, look, this Chris guy, he can actually teach me something. So back to business and the stuff that we're talking about. How do you grow a coaching business in 2025? So once again, there are only 4 things that you need to do in order to start a coaching business. The very first one is you need to get an ideal client and offer. Who are you selling and what are you selling them on? Number 2, how are you actually going to find this ideal client? How are you going to generate leads for your business? Number 3, how are you going to take these leads into I'm somewhat interested into actual paying clients of yours? And then how do you actually deliver for them? Now, if you guys are here, most likely you already have some sort of experience and you genuinely care about getting other people success. So ultimately, you already know how to deliver. You've done it yourself and all of that. And if you are wanting more information, you can drop below in the comments. But in short, I'd say for this video, you guys probably already know what you need to do to help go from where a person is now to where they want to be. So ultimately, we're going to check off on delivery, okay? Moving on to the step number 1, ideal client and offer. And once again, my goal is just to simplify. How can I make this as easy as possible for you to follow? And literally all you need to do is you need to answer these 3 questions. Who are you helping? What problem are you solving for them? Yeah, see, you like that, the thumbs up. I should probably remove that, but it's okay. You got the thumbs up. Coming back, who are you helping? What problem are you solving for them? And then how are you helping them solve this problem? It's really that simple. So let's say, for example, I am a fitness coach. I help women who are aged 50 to 60 go ahead and lose 30 pounds. And ultimately, that's the problem you're solving, but how are you helping them solve it? The thing is that there's a lot more than just losing 30 pounds. It's getting the right nutrition. It's maybe doing the right exercise, maybe having the right mindset to not, on the Tuesday night, break and end up eating a whole tub of ice cream. So ultimately, this is the first step that you need to do. You just need to identify who am I going to help. And what I typically do with my clients is I'll come here. I'm going off script, but I hope you guys like it because I'm literally showing you exactly what I give to my clients. Okay, here's the example one. Okay, this is what I do. I get so granular. I don't talk about this range or anything. I say, okay, who is the number 1 person that I would love to work with all day, every day? Right? Someone that listens, someone that actually follows through. And who is this person? And so that's what we do. We literally give this person a name. And we go ahead and say the age, gender, marital status, they have kids, what are their goals? All of these things we go through so we can have a very clear understanding of who we're looking to go ahead and help. Now, once we've identified who this person is and the problems that they're facing, then we just put our offer of like, hey, you're having this problem. For example, coaches. Hey, coaches, if you're having trouble growing your business or you just want to grow your business faster, look, we can go ahead and add an extra $30,000 in your business in the next 90 days guaranteed and make it that you only need to pay 90 to 100% of our fee once you're profitable. Like, that's what it is. The problem, what is it? Coaches that are having either difficulty starting or growing their business, and then we're going ahead and offering the solution so that they can go ahead and get there. So I give you these two examples so you can merge this into yours, but take this and just put it into your business. And another thing too, you don't need to make everything perfect. It doesn't have to be amazing day one. Don't get me wrong, do your best from the get-go, but from then, just go ahead and get started, and then iterate based off of feedback. Now, once we have this ideal client, the next step is that you need to get leads. You need to find these people so you can actually go ahead and sell them. And before we actually get into the details of it, I want to identify what is a lead. Because if we're looking to get something, we first need to identify what is this thing. And when I say lead, I don't just mean a lead. Okay, we're looking for qualified leads. And you might ask, Chris, well, what is a qualified lead? Qualified lead is somebody who has expressed interest, given you their contact information, and wants to and can buy what you are offering. So it all comes back to the ideal client. If the person actually has a problem and they want to get it solved, there's the want. And then number two, you also need to go ahead and make sure that this person is financially qualified in order to go ahead and do that, okay? So I skipped accidentally one forward. So we've identified who we're looking to go after, somebody who wants what you have and also is able to afford what you have. Now as we're actually talking about how do we get these people, how do we get these qualified leads inside of your business? Okay, number one, it's the same stuff that I just talked about. Who's your ideal client? Okay, then number two, put your message in front of them. The example I gave you, coaches, are you looking to go ahead and grow your business? Are you stagnant? Do you just don't even know where to start? If so, me and my team will come in and help you make at least $30,000 in the next 90 days guaranteed, and you pay 90 to 100% of our fee after you're done. That's my message that I'm sharing to people. And ideal client, I'm going after coaches in exactly that one. That document I shared with you, this one right here, I have the same exact thing for my business. So as we go ahead and come back here, we know who our ideal client is. We're putting the message, AKA, what's their problem? And then we're saying, here's a solution, how we can help solve that problem. And then all that they're doing is the people that are actually wanting it, they will go ahead and express interest and they will opt in. So now that we've identified how to get these qualified leads, what are the specific ways? Like, what do we actually need to do in order to do that? And there's 3 ways now that we've crafted this message, okay? Number 1 is outreach. So we go and we reach out to people inside of our contact book. Email, text message, whatever. That's warm outreach. Cold outreach is, let's say you start DMing people on Facebook, on Instagram, email. That's cold outreach. Okay, content, stuff like this. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is. You have this content that you're making. And then number 3 is ads. And all that an ad is, and I want to kind of iterate this because I have a tendency just to focus on the framework of ads because in my opinion, it is the best way to grow and have consistency. But regardless of whatever method you're going, outreach, content, or ads, all that you're doing is you're taking the message that we have crafted and you're putting it in front of a person just in different ways. For an ad, you're putting that message in front of them. If you're DMing them, you're just texting it to them or messaging it to them. If you're making content, you're having it there that then people, you're eventually going to go ahead and have your message, your call to action, to then go ahead and do that. So once again, there's only the 3 ways to generate leads, and all you're doing is you're taking this one message, and you're either putting it in front of someone in an ad, you're doing it in front of free content, or you're doing it in regards to outreach. So now we have a qualified lead. We've went and identified who we want to help. We've created a message. We've put it in front of them in one of the 3 mediums. And now we have a person that says, yeah, like, I want to, and they're actually able to go ahead and do it. So what's next? You got to sell them. But not necessarily that type of selling. Because most coaches, they think that selling looks like this. And ultimately, that's one of the biggest challenges after working with hundreds of coaches. It's one of the biggest problems that they face is that they cannot stand selling. Even though they're very qualified, they're really good at what they do, and they've got a lot of results, they don't like it. And the biggest thing that I want to share with you as we're here on this video is I want to change your guys' mindset about selling. Because the bad / the old way of that thinking about sales is that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take someone's money. And don't get me wrong, you are taking their money. But ultimately, that's not all that it is. What you really should be thinking about sales as, in the right way to think about it, is I'm going to provide service. I'm going to help this person. Okay? Because ultimately, all that you're going to do when somebody buys your program, you're going to take them from where they are now to where they want to go ahead and be. And so what you're doing is you're helping them solve a problem, because that's why people buy things. People buy things in order to solve a problem. And one of my favorite quotes is one by Albert Einstein. He says, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And many of you probably know that these prospects, the other people that have opted into your leads, that have went ahead and got on these sales calls with you, they will continue to do the same thing over and over again because that's all that they know. They said that they want to lose weight, but they're not going to lose. They say they want to grow their business, but they're not going to do it. They say they want a more passionate, meaningful relationship, but they're not actually going to make the changes needed to do it. So ultimately, if you don't go ahead and sell them, the odds that they actually go from where they are now to where they want to be is much lower than if they went ahead and paid you the money to go ahead and do it. Yes, you're going to take the money, but ultimately the value that you're going to provide to them is so much greater than any amount of money that they are going to give you. So a little mindset shift that I feel is helpful. So moving on, how to sell. The way you're going to go ahead and sell is we've now have this qualified lead. All you need to do is get in communication with them and get on a Zoom call with them. Ideally, I get on a call with them, ideally Zoom. And the reason why Zoom is because you want to actually get to know them, right? And ultimately, the reason you're going to get to know them is because you want to understand the problem that they face. Why Zoom? Because it's much better to go ahead and be able to see a person face to face. They get to know, like, and trust you more. And you can actually start to build a better relationship with someone that might pay you money that you're going to partner with to help them get to that next stage in their life. So, number one, get on a call. You just get to know them, right? You understand their problem at a deeper level. And then you say, hey, you're facing this problem. You're having trouble getting from here to here. If I can go ahead and help you get from here to here, would you be open to working together? Awesome. Here's what it'll look like, blah, 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 blah. You agree, they pay you the money, and you close the deal. And I know this is oversimplified, and people are like, oh, Chris, it doesn't work that easy. I'm not joking, it really is. And of course, for me, I have a lot of reps of this, but the whole purpose behind this video is to stupid simplify every single step of this. In order to sell, I want you to take actually one step back. These people have a burning problem inside of them that they want to solve, and you have the solution. So ultimately, all you need to do is you need to make sure that solution gets in front of the people, because that's one of the biggest problems that many coaches face. Nobody knows about them. No, they don't market. They're not in front of people. They don't run ads. They don't do all of these different things. So nobody can ever buy your services if they don't know that you have a solution to their problem that they want. And then when you sell them, all you're doing is you're just talking to them. They're a person on the other side of the call. You get on a call with them. You speak. What are you facing? Got it. Where do you want to be? And you present the solution. You present the ladder to take them from where they are now to where they want to be. And I know I'm being repetitive, but that's all that it is. And honestly, guys, repetition also helps learning and finally getting in. They say it takes on average 5 to 12 times to actually hear a message before you get it. So now that we understand how to sell, you got a new client. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to deliver the solution. And as we begin to go ahead and wrap up this video, I know that it's been a lot of information. I've just been going, and you can tell I get excited for the past 14 minutes now. But the biggest thing that I want you guys to remember from this, there's only 4 things that you need to do. And the 4 things, who are we going to help and what are we going to offer them? And offer them, I mean a solution. Number 2, how are we going to go ahead and get these people to go ahead and do that? And we just go ahead and showcase them our message. Number 3, we're going to go ahead and get on a call with them, present the solution. They're going to say, yes, I really need and want that. Let's work together. And then number 4, you're just going to deliver and you're going to get them the result. So in that exact order is something that's also very important, because each of these things build upon each other. And so ultimately, if you try to go ahead and figure out, I'm going to sell someone, but you don't understand what you're selling and who you're selling to, it doesn't really help. So step 1 is to identify your ideal client and offer. I'm really big. I have a tendency to maybe give too much information because I want to help, because I know how much of a struggle it is for a lot of coaches before we go ahead and we start working together with them, number one, but even for myself too in my own personal experiences. So number one that I recommend for you just to go ahead and get started is identify your ideal client and your offer. So before we go ahead and fully wrap up and we end the video, number one, if you did like this, do me a favor, go ahead and drop a like. I'm going to keep doing my thumbs up, but drop a like and subscribe if you would like to see more information like this. And then number two, if you want to know more about step one, right? The thing I told you, I'd recommend for you to go ahead and get started on of making your ideal client and your offer so that you can grow your coaching business. And by the way, regardless of whether you're making $0 per month right now or you're making $10,000 or $100,000 a month, I recommend starting on this because this is going to be the most important thing that everything else will be built upon. So go ahead and start on this ideal client. And if you do want to know more about what you need to do in order to get started, and you want to know exactly the steps you need to take to start a coaching business or grow it, go ahead and click this button right here to go ahead and click on the next video where I break down exactly what you need to do in order to get set up your ideal client and your offer.